The phone rang. It was late, past midnight. Rain lashed against the windows of my downtown office. I was working late, always working late. The call was from a detective I knew, a man named Henderson. His voice was gravelly, tired. He said there had been an incident. A prominent tech CEO, Julian Croft, was dead, found in his penthouse office. It looked clean, too clean. The official report would say suicide. Henderson didn't buy it for a second. He told me the family wanted a private investigation. They wanted answers. They wanted me. The air in my office suddenly felt colder, heavier. A dead CEO, a suspicious scene. This was more than just a case. It was a puzzle wrapped in a lie. I took the case. Of course I did. I met the Croft family the next morning. They were a mess of grief and suspicion. The widow Eleanor was stoic, her eyes burning with a cold fire. She insisted Julian would never take his own life. He had everything to live for. He was on the verge of launching a revolutionary new technology, project codenamed Phoenix. She handed me a keycard to his office. The police had already been through it, but she wanted my eyes on it. She believed something was hidden, something the police had missed, or something they didn't want to find. My gut told me she was right. This was not a simple tragedy. It was a carefully constructed stage. My team and I entered the Lion's Den. Croft's office was immaculate, a glass palace overlooking the city. Every surface gleamed. The police had taken the essentials, but the room still held secrets. We started slowly, methodically. We photographed everything. We documented every piece of paper, every file on his desk. My junior associate, a sharp young lawyer named Ben, noticed something odd. A single, high-end fountain pen was on the floor, partially hidden under the desk. It was an expensive model, but the ink cartridge was for a completely different, cheaper brand. It was a small detail, an insignificant inconsistency. But in cases like this, small details are everything. They are the loose threads that, when pulled, can unravel the entire tapestry. We spent hours in that sterile room. The city lights began to glitter below as evening approached. Croft was under immense pressure. The Phoenix project was failing. He chose a permanent solution. But the evidence in the room whispered a different story. The mismatched pen ink, a deleted calendar entry for the night of his death, which we managed to partially recover. It had a single initial, M. And then there was the shredder. It was full. Someone had been very busy cleaning up. We bagged the shredded paper. It would be a nightmare to piece together, a painstaking task that could lead nowhere. But we had to try. Ben was cross-referencing Croft's corporate credit card statements with his personal travel logs. He found a pattern. Once a month, for the last 6 months, there was a charge. A 5-star hotel, always in a different city, always for a single night. But Croft's travel records showed he was in town on those dates. He wasn't traveling. Someone else was using his card. Or he was meeting someone, secretly. We felt confident. We had motive. We had opportunity. We had the shredded termination agreement. We prepared to confront Thorne. We planned to leak our findings to the district attorney. We were building a case that felt airtight. We scheduled a meeting with Eleanor Croft to update her. We laid out our theory. Thorne was embezzling. Julian found out. Thorne silenced him to save himself. Eleanor listened patiently, her face unreadable. We expected relief. We expected gratitude. Instead, she looked at us with a chilling calmness.
You're wrong.
Marcus was loyal. He would never hurt Julian. Her denial was absolute. It made us question everything we thought we knew. Ben was looking at the hotel records again. He had a hunch. He wasn't just looking at the charges, he was looking at the reservation details. He requested the check-in logs from one of the hotels. The name on the reservation was Marcus Thorne, but the credit card used for incidentals was not Thorne's. It was a personal card. We ran the number. The card belonged to Eleanor Croft. It was her. She was the one meeting Thorne at those hotels. The affair wasn't just a theory, it was a documented fact, paid for and recorded. The entire narrative shifted beneath our feet. The secret was out. Eleanor and Thorne were having an affair. Julian Croft hadn't discovered Thorne's embezzlement. He had discovered his wife's infidelity with his best friend. The shredded document wasn't a termination agreement for Thorne's job. It was a draft for a new will. Julian was cutting Eleanor out, completely, and $1 billion inheritance. The stakes had just been raised exponentially. The trial was a media circus. The courtroom was packed every day. Reporters, family members, industry rivals, everyone wanted a seat for the downfall of the Croft empire. The prosecution, armed with our initial findings, went hard after Marcus Thorne. They painted him as a desperate embezzler. His defense was simple. He was being framed. He sat there, stone-faced, while his life was picked apart. Eleanor Croft sat in the front row, playing the part of the grieving widow perfectly. She watched the proceedings with a detached sadness, a silent supporter of the man who was her lover. Our team was on edge. We knew the prosecution's case was built on a false premise. Our moment came when I was called to the stand as an expert witness for the defense. The prosecution tried to use my own initial report against me. They showed my findings about the embezzlement, the motive, the shredded papers. I confirmed it all. Then, on cross-examination, Thorne's lawyer led me down a different path. He asked about the pen, about the ink, about the hotel records, and then he asked about the credit card used for incidentals. I presented the evidence. The courtroom went silent. I named the cardholder, Eleanor Croft. A gasp rippled through the gallery. All eyes turned to the widow, her mask of grief finally cracking. They found a partial fingerprint. It was smudged, hidden on the inside of the cap. It didn't match Julian Croft. It didn't match Marcus Thorne. When the lab results came back, the print was matched to Eleanor. The verdict was swift. Marcus Thorne was exonerated of the murder charge. The real bombshell was the immediate arrest of Eleanor Croft. The case was closed. The phone would ring again soon. It always does.